Ever notice how fast things can escalate? One small moment that turns into frustration, then overwhelm, then your whole day feels off. And by the time you realize it, you're already in it. Now, welcome to the Mindset Lab, where we turn insight into actions and patterns into progress. And if you're new here, I'm Coach Jose, and this channel is all about practical strategies to help you master your mindset, manage your energy, and perform at your best. And today we're tackling something that we all deal with, those moments where your emotions start to take over. And more importantly, how to calm your system down without ignoring what's actually going on. Because this isn't about suppressing your emotions, it's about learning how to regulate them in real time. So let's step into the lab. All right, so here's what most people don't realize. Your emotional response isn't just about what's happening. It's about how quickly your brain labels what's happening. Something small occurs and your brain says, this is stressful, this is a problem, this is not good. And the moment that that label hits your body, it follows. It's kind of like turning up the volume of a speaker. The situation is the sound, but your words control the volume. And that creates an escalation loop. So let's break this down. Something happens, you label it. This is stressful. Now your body responds with tension, faster breathing, narrowed focus. Now your thinking changes. You have less clarity. You become more reactive. You see fewer options. And what happens next? You respond from that state, which usually makes things worse. And that reinforces the feeling. And that's the escalation loop. Now, here is the key thing. This is not a flaw. It's survival. Your brain is constantly scanning for threat. And when it detects something that might be a problem, it speeds everything up because speed equals safety. But here's the trade-off. The faster your reaction, the less accurate your response. So how do you actually interrupt this in real time? Now, not by pretending you're calm, not by ignoring what's happening, but by regulating your system first so you can respond instead of react. So what I'd like you to do is to use the name, slow, shift technique. Just think of this as stepping out of autopilot because most people go trigger, reaction, escalation. We're just inserting a pause, which will also be trigger, regulate, respond. So step one, name what's happening. Now, this is the first move, and it's more powerful than it sounds. Instead of saying, this is overwhelming or this is stressful, say, I'm feeling overwhelmed right now. I'm feeling stressed right now. Now, that small shift does two important things. It separates you from the emotion, and it reduces the intensity of it. Now, here's a quick insight. Research on something called affect labeling shows that when you put words to what you're feeling, activity in the brain's threat center, the amygdala, decreases, and activity in the thinking part of the brain increases. In simple terms, when you name it, you can tame it. Step two, slow your physiology. Now we bring the body back into the equation because here's the reality. You cannot think clearly in a dysregulated state. Your breathing gets shallow, your heart rate increases, your focus narrows. So instead of trying to think your way out of it, you breathe your way back first. So here's a simple reset that you can try. Inhale for 4 seconds, exhale for 6 seconds. Now let's repeat this 3 to 5 times. That longer exhale signals safety to your nervous system. And when your body calms down, your thinking improves automatically. Now, why does this step matter? Now, well, most people skip it because they go straight from I'm overwhelmed to let me fix it. But they're trying to solve the problem from the exact state that created it. And that's like trying to untangle a knot while pulling it tighter. Now, step three, shift the language. Now that your system's a little calmer, you can start to choose a better label, not a fake one, a functional one. So here are some translation examples that you can use. This is a disaster. Well, we can translate that into this didn't go how I planned. This is overwhelming. Now, that can become there's a lot here. I'll take it one step at a time. This is too much. Well, we can change that to let me focus on what's in front of me right now. This is stressful. Well, how about this is something I need to handle? Now, notice what you're doing here. You're not denying the situation. You're just removing the unnecessary intensity. And that changes everything because your brain responds very differently to disaster versus something I need to handle. All right, so let's walk through this in real life. You open your inbox and it's packed. Your old pattern is this is overwhelming. Your stress spikes. You start to avoid or you rush your responses. Now, let's run the method. Step one, name it. I'm feeling a little overwhelmed right now. Step two, slow it. Take 2 to 3 breaths. Step three, shift. There's a lot here. I'll start with one email. Now what happens? You've moved from reaction to control, from chaos to sequence. Now, over time, this becomes automatic. You start catching escalations earlier. Instead of level 8 stress, then react, you catch it at level 3 or level 4. And that's where the real power is, because the earlier you interrupt the pattern, the less energy it takes to change it. And this gets into what you're really training, because every time you do this, you're training your emotional awareness, your nervous system regulation, your cognitive flexibility. And that's not just calming down, that is building resilience. So remember, you don't need to get rid of all of the stress in your life. You just need to stop feeding it, because most escalation isn't caused by the situation. It's caused by how we label it. All right, so if this resonated with you, this connects directly to a bigger system that I teach about how your language shapes your emotional state and your decisions. And if you want to go deeper, check out this week's episode of the Personal Mastery and Growth Podcast. And if you want to take control of your thinking in real time, the Flip the Script workbook walks you step by step through how to do that exactly. All right, so if this has helped, make sure you like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need it. And remember, it is what it is, but it becomes what you make it. So make it great.